Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome to Audible HTB. I have a special guest. Now, I'm sure you guys may know of him, ProEnzo Vids. And hey, I'm sure there are probably some of you there that don't actually know him. In saying that, though, he does make his official debut with us tonight. So I guess we definitely feel honored and privileged in that way. But again, guys, before we start, feel free to ask any questions in between. It is the 24th episode of Ball and All Chat. But again, thank you very much to ProEnzo Vids. But in saying that, I'm not going to let him. I'm not going to introduce himself. I'm not going to introduce him for you. I'll let him do it himself, man. Over to you, bro. Who are you? What do you do? What are you up to? Thanks again for joining.
Yeah, just firstly, thank you for letting me on the show today. Obviously, my debut, like you said, and grateful to be here. So I'm keen to go through the week it is with footy coming up. So thanks, hold the ball. But yeah, look, obviously, I'm ProEnzo Vids. Obviously, well known. I guess in the rugby league community, pretty much well known. But if you don't know me, I just do rugby league content. Obviously, a Manly fan, as you can see there in Jersey and that. So look, just like talking NRL, love the game, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at ProEnzo Vids on YT. So that's where you can find me.
Awesome, man. And also, I'm not sure if you touched on it, but he's also a YouTuber as well. Does great content on the regular, which is really important. So again, follow him on those platforms there, Instagram as well as YouTube. So look, as you guys know, the Ball North Chat, it's a show where it's about topics, and we also throw a few games here and there. I try to make it as interactive as possible with much engagement. But look, in saying that, we do hope you're well. So let's get the show on the road. And just quickly as well, there was Dummy Half Podcast was supposed to be part of this, but unfortunately, just couldn't. But that's all right. I will have him on next week, I'm pretty sure. But all good. That happens. That's the way it goes. So look, man, I just want to give. I'm sure you've probably spoken about it, but your thoughts on the Eels versus Tigers game, and I guess just how important it was for the Tigers.
Oh yeah, it was massive for Tigers. Obviously, as you know, Madge was under a lot of pressure. Obviously, if Tigers get the losing in that, then it'd be Madge at the door. I think first of all that was saying. So I think the win yesterday was pretty big for the Tigers and the club in general. I think as well. For Parramatta though, it's pretty surprising. I didn't think Para would lose, and I don't think most of us would. Think Para would have lost that. So that is concerning in a way, but they should be back. But no, look, Tigers play well enough to win, so I'll give them that. And it was a good game too.
Yeah, look, I admit as well, it was definitely a good game. The only reason I want to ask is because I think for a lot of us fans here, not only was it a game that could probably be written down as, game of the year contender, at least thereabouts, but in terms of the emotional investment, because you don't have to support the Tigers. They're going through a very hard time at the moment, and it's no hyperbole as well, guys. They definitely are. So for them to get that win, when I see Madge, I almost swear that dude's in tears every single time. I'm sure the coach is not sleeping, he's not eating well. It's a job, but at the same time, there's so much emotional, and it's a results-driven business. This game, unfortunately, whether you like it or not, it is what it is. That's how the players get paid the big bucks. That's how the coaches stay in the game, right? That's the way it goes. So for him to get that win, unfortunately, the Eels, you're sitting there, you're probably upset, but hey, it was a beautiful game, and kudos to our Jackson Hastings, who delivered a ripper of a field goal. So, yes, but in saying that, was just a little teaser before we get into it. So, round one topics, guys. Look, give me your thoughts, man. So, Lomax, we all know he jumps on Frizzell's back. Clemmer responds. He's a bit of an argy-bargy, a messy situation. What are your thoughts on it, man?
Look, I don't know. It was silly. I will say it was silly by Lomax to do that in the first place. But again, is it a suspension? No, it's not. It's not a suspension. I know that it hasn't. I don't know if it's officially is a suspension yet. I don't know what they're doing. But look, if it was to be, then it'd be stupid. Put it that way. But no, look, it's obviously just obviously a joke by Lomax, but to jump on his back, Frizzell's back is a bit silly, I will say. There's no need to do it. You can celebrate after a try, but I guess just doing that's it's a bit over the top, I reckon. So look, it's just stupid by Lomax, and that's all I can really say. Really, it's just a very silly situation, but it's overreacted a bit.
What are your thoughts on Clemmer afterwards and the way he responded?
Oh yeah, sorry, Clemmer as well. Yeah, no, that was funny. Just his eyes at the end, he was just giving the death stare, basically. Yeah, that was funny as.
No, I thought it was hilarious too, but I thought, you know what? Why did it do it when Manumau did it to you, bro? Where was the energy, bro? Where was the energy? You know what I mean? But hey, look, I won't go there. But look, my thoughts on it overall. Look, I thought it was silly, but you know, it's just boys. You know, it's the boys, eh? You know what I mean? Just the boys being boys, bro. You know, bit of
No
friendly
fun.
banter. Yeah, that's right, and I agree with you. It wasn't needed, but yeah, like you said, it's well, yeah, media over exaggerating it. I mean, he doesn't need to be, you know, sitting out for that one there. Frizzell had every right to respond the way he did. You know, swings him over, judo flips him basically. Well, look, at the end of the day, it's just two blokes having a bit of a laugh. As for Clemmer, like I said, sure he can get upset there, but we all know where he was when Manuel was chasing him. So,
It's fine.
all right. Now, I know we touched on it before regarding the Tigers, but obviously we know it was great that they won, and obviously we know what it does for them. But in terms of their, I guess, you know, they play the Rabbitohs this week, right? And we'll get to it when the tip's there. But does that win over the Eels? Obviously, it's better than nothing. Do you think it sort of helps them move forward? Does it do something for them? Their momentum heading forward? What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I'd say it would. I'd say it would because I think that the way the Tigers were going, they obviously would be low on confidence, and they wouldn't. I guess just low on confidence and wouldn't be much going for that club in general. But I think just that one win, they just need to win. I think one win could really change a team. Depends if they can back it up though. That's the issue because I think they can have that occasional good win, but they don't back up the same sort of intensity or result the next week. So it will be interesting to see how they do go against Souths, but that win does help a lot. I think helps manage and it helps the players' confidence. I reckon. So no, but look, it's good. It's good for Tigers. I reckon. I was happy for them.
Yeah, no, well said. And I'm just going to quickly add to it as well. I think what it does for them, it eases a lot of pressure in the changing rooms. Right, we as fans, we love seeing our boys run up the field. We love seeing them run, tackle. We love to see them win, obviously. But we don't understand what happens behind the sheds, right? That training. It's called Monday. It's called Wednesday. You know what I mean? Like there's a lot of things that happen in the sheds. You know, during the weekday, where I'm sure there's a lot of pressure and a lot of players are definitely feeling it mentally. We love the physical aspect of the game. We don't really talk too much of the mental aspect of it, what our players are really feeling, what the coaches are feeling, right? This game here can be beautiful, but it can be very ugly as well. And in saying that, it was just good the Tigers can win. You see all the relief on Madge's face there. And like I said, I was watching the game and I actually felt a bit teary as well. Like you just love to see it. Like that's what the sport, that's rugby league is. It brings out
Exactly.
those type of emotions, you know. And was there anything else you wanted to add on to that, bro?
Oh no, just what you said with Madge. Yeah, I agree. Emotion definitely is a big part of rugby league. So it was good to see Madge just get out of his seat and celebrate what went on him.
Yeah, awesome as for sure. Are they just a side note? Are they filming any Tales from Tiger? I'm not sure what it's called. Are they doing any more
Oh,
filming for
Tigers,
that for
yeah.
this season? Yeah, Tiger Town. Are they doing any more of that for the season or not?
I don't think so. I don't think so. But I wouldn't be shocked at this point.
Oh, look, I'd love to see it. I think Tigers are one of the teams that you just want to see. Yeah, I like it. Anyway, we move on. So, look, we all know there's been a few calls. I'm not going to name teams or anything like that. You could even go to crusher tackles, perhaps, or even calls where players should have been binned, or maybe players where they shouldn't have been binned. But the point is, Graham Ansley has addressed the narrative about quote unquote lower teams and bad calls. So he spoke to the media and he basically says that, look, bad teams, regardless of your thoughts, unfortunately, they do a lot of tackling and things, you know, probably don't go their way. But what are your thoughts on it? And I want to put it into context because you support Manly, and let's be fair, you know, Manly have been up there for quite some time, and they continue to be even now. So how do you, supporting your team, see that sort of, you know, see that narrative of lower teams versus high teams and bad calls? What are your thoughts on that overall?
Well, look, I will say I have seen a couple of things about that, and I think most of that's true. I mean, it was only a couple of weeks ago when Todd Payne said the exact same thing, with the Cowboys, for example, that
Yep.
they are a
Yeah.
lower sort of club, and they'll play the Roosters, right? And, there were a couple of dodgy calls in that game, I will say. So Payne does have a point, and I think when he said, yeah, like, lower teams do get less advantage than what the higher teams do, I think that's pretty much a fair call. Um, yeah, but look, the way I see it, I think every year, I will say that the Storm usually get the most calls out of everyone. I mean, it's pretty obvious for a number of years now that they seem to be let off pretty lightly. The Roosters, in some extent, do as well. I guess, yeah. I mean, I know you don't want to talk about it too much, but the game on Sunday ended in controversial fashion with Warriors and Roosters played and some of the calls that they got. But I do think in general that is definitely I think it's definitely some sort of truth behind that. I reckon so. It is a bit messy.
Yeah, well, look, the way I sort of look at it, and again, not to be biased or anything like that, but of course, I thought the Warriors were definitely hard done by, and Graham Enzo did actually come out and say that NFL All Blake's challenge was actually incorrectly refed and reviewed. It should have actually gone in the way of the Warriors. I'm not going to go into that because that can definitely open up a can of worms, and emotionally, I can get fired up about it. But look, in saying that though, he can come out and say that, man. But sometimes the stats and stuff like that, like honestly, sometimes the refs some teams do get the rub of the green. I will say this though. I'm going to say this. I want to call it out or not call it out, but I like for me, and people may disagree, and I'm not just saying that because you're here, bro. But I don't think Manly are one of the teams that get the rub of the green. Like no offense, but that's just I don't think Manly are. Like obviously they're a top team, but I don't see it that way. I'm not just saying that because you're here. Like I'll say it otherwise. Like I think Storm get the rub of the green, man, every time, bro.
Always.
Every time. But I don't think Manly are. Look, you may dispute it, guys, in the comments. Please tell me if I'm wrong. But I don't think Manly are. I think Manly are probably one of the teams that are, even though they work well, they're obviously up there. I don't know. I don't see them getting the rub of the green. But that's just me.
Yeah.
All right. So we saw the Sharks, right? They went there and they played against the Melbourne Storm. And I think a lot of us came out there probably thinking it was probably an admirable performance by the Sharks, considering, right, that, they missed out on the 8 last season. And here they are pushing up with the heavyweights. And to be fair with you, again, some controversial calls probably didn't go their way. It is what it is, but they lost. But are they better for it? And what are your thoughts on that performance overall and how they can use that to dictate their season going forward?
Yeah, well, like I think I watched mainly the second half of that Sharks and Storm game. Like I wasn't really there for the first half because I was obviously coming home from the Titans Manly game on Saturday. But I did watch the highlights again, and look, the Sharks looked good. I thought for periods, they seem to they seem to be a lot more competitive than what they were last year. I mean, they usually are a competitive side, but just I can tell that they are a lot better than what they were last year and that. So they definitely are a legit, sort of side this year. And if you're talking about dark horses and that, I think they're definitely up there for sure. And yeah, look, I think the Sharks are definitely a team that can definitely make the top 4 as well. Like I think they're. I mean, I don't want to say that they're confirmed top 6, but I think they're definitely, definitely favourites to the top 6. I reckon as of now, as of now, yeah, I think so. But but like again, I think the Sharks are really going to be better for it. I mean, they play my boys obviously this Thursday at Manly, so I hope they don't win. I hope we get up, but we'll wait and see. I mean, they're a pretty good chance of winning, so I wouldn't be shocked if they get the job, but hopefully not. But obviously Hines, Finucane have been great buys so far. McInnes has been pretty good and that, so they look pretty good, the Sharks, and I think they will only get better from here. Fitzgibbon's obviously a pretty smart coach as well, from what I've seen. So there's a lot of upside. There's a lot of upside for that Sharks side, I reckon.
No, look, I agree. And as I was watching the game myself, it sort of had the camera on Fitzgibbon, and you could just see him with that cold, death stare, no emotion. It just looks, it's an intimidating look, man. And you're right. As a coach, I'm pretty sure he'll have the boys on for sure. And I do have him personally predicted as a top four team to finish anyway. But guys, we're gonna go with the first game here. I'm not sure if you know, it's called HTB or not for me. So HTB means you agree, not for me means you disagree. And I've basically got a few statements here that I'll let myself and ProEnzo Vids go through with, and we'll just explain from there. We'll explain it from there. It's Panthers to lose, man. HTB or not for me, and what are your thoughts on it?
Look, I think the Panthers are. It's a tough one because I do think there's other teams that could win it this year. But look, at this point, I think Panthers are the team to beat this year. I think they are the favourites to win the comp for a reason, and I guess I have to sort of agree on that as well and jump on the fact that they are probably it's theirs to lose. I think I agree on that one.
Yep. Awesome. Yeah, look, for me, I agree too. The way they're playing sensational, defensively on top. So, yeah, definitely. Both of us, HTB. Absolutely. All right. Next one here. Next statement here. he seems to go slipping under the radar. Alex Toll. At a top club, he is praised more and is a rep star. HTB or not for me? Your thoughts?
Yeah, look, I think Twel's decent. I think he is a decent player. Maybe if he went to a team like Roosters or like a, for example, a Melbourne as well, maybe his game would be a bit more noticeable there, and maybe just as well, just a better player, I guess, as well. But yeah, but at a top club, is he praised more? I think at the Tigers he gets enough credit there. Personally, I think he's one of the better forwards there every week. But if he was to go to another club, I think his game would definitely go a bit more. So overall, I do agree with that.
All right, awesome, as look for me. I'm not sure if you guys know, but I love Alex 12, man. It was just mentioned as well. I'm not sure if you guys know, but stats wise, since the most recent round, right, leading up to round 6, and after that game against the Eels, he's actually only missed 2 tackles. Only 2 tackles he's missed.
Oh wow!
And like you said, yeah, I agree. At a team like Roosters, the Storm, don't even say it, Manly, we know he's being talked about more. He's definitely a rep star. He's definitely representing that blue team for sure. That's just my opinion there, but yeah, definitely both there. HTB. Josh Adokar won't get selected for New South Wales. HTB or not for me? What are your thoughts?
I think there's definitely is better options for the Blues winger spot this year. But knowing Freddie, he probably will stick loyal with his players. I think after last year, I don't think Fittler's going to change much after they won the series last year. But I will say Adokar has been a bit quiet this year because. I mean, the issue of Adokar is quickly as well that he needs ball. Like, he needs the ball. He's not someone that's going to ask for it. He needs actual space for him to, sort of do him, I guess, in a way. But but I think I think he'll still be picked in the squad. But I don't know if he deserves it entirely though.
Yeah, look, the way I look at it is obviously, from Storm to Bulldogs, I think that's probably just that's probably all you need to say there, right?
Yeah,
In terms of what he's doing from both teams, different night and day. You're right, though. I think when it comes to having that team, that same chemistry, you pick him. I see him being like a Dane Gagai now. You're right. Dane Gagai at the Knights back in the day wasn't great. The team wasn't playing well. But as soon as he put on that Queensland jersey, he was someone else altogether. And I think Josh Adokar will be the same. I think he'll be the same. I'm playing for the Blues there. So, yeah, HTB. Oh, well, actually, yeah, I'll probably say this. Yeah, disagree. I think we'll see what happens there. But, yeah, disagree. HTB or not for me? You pick Reece Walsh over Kalen Ponga for that Queensland fullback jersey. Or do you have someone else in mind? What are your thoughts there?
Well, believe it or not, bro, I think Walsh deserves it for Ponga over Ponga this year. I believe personally. Not saying that because you're here and there's a bunch of Warriors fans in the chat, but I'm saying this because I think just based on this year in general, Walsh has been a bit more consistent than what Ponga has. Like, at least Walsh doesn't go missing like Ponga does in some games. To be honest, and I'm not saying Ponga's a bad player because he obviously is a great fullback and a great player, but I think Walsh is someone that I believe deserves the number 1 jersey a bit more than Ponga this year, just based on form and I guess other stats as well. But yeah, I would have Walsh as my Queensland fullback personally.
Yeah, I'm going to agree there, and I support the Blues just to throw it out there for you guys. So yeah, this is like very hard for me to say, or even talk about, right? But yeah, definitely Reece Walsh for fullback for me. I think he's brought more than what Ponga has as of late, and obviously Ponga, we'll get to it, has been surrounded with a bit of controversy as of late, just regarding contracts and all that stuff there. So again, we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, as it stands, definitely Reece Walsh for me. So yeah, I guess we can say it'd be HTB there. All right. Todd Travojevic makes Manly a top 4 team when he is back. HTB or not for me? Explain. Over to you, bro.
I think he does personally. I think his impact is that big of a his impact that is that big. I think that really does influence the way Manly sort of go. Now, look, I don't want to say it, but I mean, we're not a one man team. We're definitely not. Like, I've seen people always say that Manly can't win without Turbo and all that, but it's not the case. I've known that for a while, but I do think we lose a lot when there's no Travojevic. Obviously we are a bit different without Tom. We don't score as many points as what we maybe usually would, but look, I think when he comes back, I think we should expect to see Manly a bit more better in terms of how they play the game and everything, because I think that's when foreign DCE, are sort of a bit more comfortable and sort of can just, I guess, Yeah, I guess follow the lead of Turbo and what he does, and they have to back it that, I guess, in a way. So, yeah, I think that he does make Manly's hot 14 without a doubt.
Yeah, look, I'm going to agree there as well. Not only in terms of impact, but in terms of not only in terms of his individual impact, but in terms of what he does for the boys around you. Now, there's one player in Manly that I really want to see play well week to week, but unfortunately, it just isn't the case usually. Every now and then, but not usually, and that's Jason Saab. And I think Tom Trbojevic and Jason Saab, 110%. Jason Saab gets fed when Tom Trbojevic
He
plays.
does.
When he
No,
doesn't
he
play,
does.
when he doesn't play, bro, honestly, he's quiet, but when he plays, he gets fed and he scores well, and he just is on form. Don't know why, but again, that's the impact of Tom Trbojevic. That's what he does for the boys around. Not just him. I'm sure you're going to get players like Gola who'll be, getting, it off. And I think as well for the Manly second rows, particularly Oluka, they had worked some
Oh,
good little plays as well last year as well. So again, when Tom Trbojevic is back fighting fit and well, I'm sure we're going to see a lot of good things there. So yeah, absolutely. HTB for both of us there. Now, round two topics. Here we go. So as it stands currently, the Bulldogs are dead last. Dead last. The media, and I'm sure some of us had them at least coming in at 12th, 11th,
yep.
Somewhere there. Dead last. Bulldogs, no bark or bite. Thoughts?
They've got no bark and bite at the same time, I believe. I think that's both combined together. I don't know what the issue is. I mean, they've got the squad, they've got the players that can definitely make them a better team than what they already are. But I will say, I think Barrett's the issue personally. I think if he can't get this squad at least outside the bottom fourth, I think Barrett needs to go. I don't know what he's doing so wrong there. I don't know why he isn't getting the best out of his squad because I think for Dogs fans in particular as well, they know that if they don't finish outside the bottom four this year, there's no improvement. Then Barrett has to go. Like that's the thing. Barrett has to go, but that's any improvement, which I agree with. And yeah, no, look, I think the Dogs just needs to sort of get a win soon. And I'll talk about more in my tipping video, but I am taking to win this week. But yeah, again, they need to be a lot better.
No, look, I think that's well said. And I guess for me, I just want to add on to the fact that last season, before that team was even formed, right, there was a lot of hype around them. Let's be honest now. Edo Carr, Matt Burden. What was that?
Yep.
David Tabangai Jr. Who else? Paul Vaughan. What was that? Matt Duffy? There was literally a combination of players. Jack Hetherington as well, obviously, in the team. They have literally been fruitless this season. There's been no fruit there. There's been no fruit. You can say some admirable performances, some gritty sort of losses, but man, 2 points is so important. And honestly, losing games despite your performances, it's just not good enough. Again, I think the team itself, and again, I'm going to bring up Phil Gould here, it might be controversial, but I see him defending Trent Barrett a lot. And I think he needs to stop it. And he needs to honestly really have a hard word of him because how much longer can these fans? Honestly, the Tigers are now better than the Bulldogs.
Yeah, it says a lot, doesn't it?
They're better than the Bulldogs right now. That is messy. That is messy. Yuck. And that's what they're facing. And that's right. There's no bark. There's no bite. And to be honest with you, everyone had the Tigers coming dead last. Bro, stuff it. Flip the script, man. Bulldogs, if you guys don't up your game, you guys are going to be dead last. And how
Back-to-back
embarrassing,
seasons.
unfortunately. Yeah, that's right. And how embarrassing, unfortunately, for a team that is going for a lot. And just quickly as well, what are your thoughts on Flanagan, man? Like, what are your thoughts on him, bro, as a player and all that stuff, just quickly?
I don't mind him. I think he is someone who's he has potential to be a good half. I mean, I think he's been really unfairly treated by Barrett. Let me just say, I think Barrett's really treating him like crap. I think by just not giving him a chance in trials, not really giving him a chance to sort of play with Burden. That's not a good sign. And yeah, I guess that's Barrett's blame again. But look, Flanagan in general is a good player. I think you can see that he's been good when he's been in the Bulldogs team. So yeah, I don't mind Flanagan.
Yeah, I agree there. Yeah, well, I like him. I just think, again, unfortunately, and I think even Jacko, as I mentioned before, as I showed, he talks about the forwards not laying the platform. And look, I suppose that's true. But I mean, collectively as a team, whether you like it or not, that they are poor, right? So
Yeah.
dead last, man. Dead last. They've had the chances. Kalen Ponga. So we've spoken about it before, but now we're talking about the contract, and apparently it's been reported that the contract that he had with the Knights has now been taken back. What are your thoughts on that?
It's interesting. Like, it is interesting because you think by now that the Knights would have sort of offered him a deal to stay for a long time, and because Dolphins obviously are cashed up. Yeah, Dolphins are cashed up, and they've got money to sort of spend. And I think when the Knights do take his contract back, I think that says a lot about where his future could be at. So I think Dolphins are a fair shout now to really sign him. So. I mean, I'm not going to read completely into it because there could be other reasons why it's been taken back. Maybe the length, I don't know. But it's definitely interesting. It definitely just shows you that maybe that the Dolphins may actually get their man now in Ponga. So we have to wait and see for the next couple of weeks and see what else has happened by now to then.
Yeah, look, I think that's well said. And I think another thing as well to point out with Kellen Ponga, whether you like him or not, he's a marquee player, right? His name can sell seats. It is what it is. It puts, bums on seats. And the Knights, I think for me personally, they've, in the last couple of years anyway, they've definitely revolved a lot around Kellen Ponga and what he's doing. So if they do potentially lose him, I don't mean this in a bad way to any Knights fans, but I'm just about not interested. Maybe Dominic Young, you know what I mean? Maybe him. But in terms of any of the up-and-coming star players, I don't know. I'm sort of lost my interest there. What are your thoughts on that statement?
Yeah, I would agree on that as well. I think I can't say too much different.
Yeah, I agree there. And I'll get to the comments there, guys. But we're just going to keep charging through it. So Payne Haas, he's been the talk of the town. No, I'm not talking about the little fight that him and Albert Kelly had. Which I think would have been very one-sided. So thankfully, Payne Haas didn't push too much.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of chat there regarding him and contracts, right? Roosters came out recently. They said, "Hey, we're not interested." But man, we all know we've heard that before. NRL, whenever teams say that or players say that, that's almost a guaranteed deal. That's almost a guaranteed deal. But I looked in saying that, will he stay at the Broncos? Will he go? Where does he go? And are the Roosters just trying to, put a smokes and mirrors?
Yeah. It's hard to tell because I don't know if the Broncos have had enough of Payne Haas because there is talk that maybe with all the dramas that Haas has had in the past that maybe the Broncos are probably better off letting him go and not having to go through the drama that he's put them through again, etc. But I think I think he should stay at the Broncos. I think he will stay there. I think that the Broncos will end up re-signing him somehow. Apparently, they are going to offer him $1 million contract, which I don't think any forward, in my opinion, should earn $1 million. I think your $1 million player should be your fullback, your halves, and your hooker, in my opinion. But I guess to keep someone like Payne Haas at the club, you probably need to offer him overs, which is a mil. So I think the Broncos will keep him, but knowing the Roosters, knowing Politis, knowing how much money they have, I wouldn't be shocked that they snag him away. So it's a very interesting situation. But what do you think?
Yeah, look, okay. There's one thing about Payne Haas that gets spoken about a lot, and I'm sure we all agree. He has a murder on him, right? That allows him to do stats that, honestly, to be fair with you, I don't think it hasn't been seen before, and I don't think it's an exaggeration. Like, this guy's chunking up meters and tackle, makes and all breaks and all that stuff that a prop just doesn't do. It's not normal, producing all these numbers. Now, in regards to being $1 million player, I think it comes down to this: how desperate are you to keep someone like him? If you're that desperate, you're gonna probably do the cardinal sin and sign a prop for $1 million. It is what it is. But as to whether he goes or stays, I'm not too sure. I just think it comes down to desperation, or not even that, just who has the money. Hey, Smokey, maybe even the Dolphins. Who knows, man? That's what I'm gonna say. I don't know. It could go anywhere, but it will be interesting to see. But at the moment, I think the Broncos need him. End of story. How much are you willing to pay for him? That's up to you. It is their money, your money at the end of the day. See what happens. All right, guys. Now we're coming into game 2. And here I want to just be asking ProEnzo Vids, who would he rather? And again, this is current form NRL. And I guess he'll explain. We'll go from it. So first one. Second row, Fifita or Papali'i, and why?
I would take Fafita because I think Fafita has a lot more upside than Papali'i, but they're both good players. But I think Fafita's just a bit more explosive, and I think he offers a bit more to a side. So I would take Fafita.
Okay. So obviously looking at it like that, you're like Bobby to me is a great defensive player, and I think he's definitely got a lot of fitness on his side. But yeah, I agree. Yeah, definitely will take Fifita over Bobby. But yeah, I'll read the comment section, see what they say. Lock Finucane or Murray, and why?
Oh, that's a tough one, but I would take Murray personally. Um, Look, career-wise, I think Finucane has the edge over Murray, but I think now, like how the game is, Murray's benefits a lot more from the speed of the game, and just Murray in general is a very good player. Like you can see how much he brings to that Rabbitohs team in the middle. Is a very important part there. I think he's the captain obviously, so I think someone like him is just he brings a lot more to a club than Finucane. I mean, look, not in terms of lead. I should say this a bit better. Leadership wise, obviously Finucane brings a lot to the Sharks team, correct? But
It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one. It's a tough one.
Yeah. But Murray for me.
Yeah, look, I guess Murray is in terms of leadership. Well, hey, Finucane and Murray, I think they've got it. But in terms of experience, I think I'm going to give that one there to Finucane. Obviously, Finucane has been there. He's done that, right? He's won Origins for the Blues. He's won premierships, obviously. Look, it's tough there. In terms of experience, I'll go Finucane. But in terms of the future, in terms of general play as well, I think I'll give that one there to Murray. So yeah, I agree. All right, here we go, bro. This one here. Prop Nelson Asofa Solomona or Eden Fanor Blake, and why?
Yeah, that's another tough one because both players obviously are fantastic front rowers and definitely bring a lot to the table. But I'll take AFB. I like AFB. I think he's a very good player. I can see ever since he's joined the Warriors, he's become more of a leader there, which I'm happy for him. Obviously at Manly he was a bit more younger and not really much of a leader there, but I think coming to the Warriors, I think he realises that he has a bit more of a role to play in the team. And I've been impressed with him actually. He's been really good for the Warriors. Seems to be a consistent performer every week. Nelson's pretty consistent, but I think Fanua Blake just leads on and off the field as well with his actions and everything. So I think AFB is who I'd probably take.
Awesome, as I agree. That's all I'm going to say. All right, so centers, Talakai or Stags, and why?
Oh, both of them are very explosive players. I mean, both of them are very good as of now. Both have been in great form. Just both of them know how to break a line and everything. But I think I'll take Stags. Stags for me, I think is a bit more of a safer take in my opinion. I think I like Talakai in the centres, but I think we've seen a bit more from Stags and what he can provide. I mean, when he's not injured, I think he's definitely a top 5 centre at best. He might be a top 5 centre now, but he's definitely up there as one of the best in the comp. So I would take Stags right there.
No, look, it's tough because Talakai to me is like a literal man beast. That dude is literally palming people off left, right, and center and running when people are literally jumping on him. It's crazy. But with Kotoni Stags, one thing is that, we all notice his drop in form as of late, but then obviously he had that one good game against the Roosters and all of a sudden, bang, he's in the conversation again. And I think that's a compliment to the player that he is and what he can produce in this game. And I agree with you. It's tough to sort of go with, but I think I'll personally pick Stags. And I think defensively as well, I think he has the upper hand over Talakai. Definitely, for sure. Yeah. And the last one here, guys, before we go into round 3 topics. DCE or Hughes, and why? And you can be as biased as you want. There's no wrong answers here, man. It is what it is. Go for it.
Look, bro. Look, I love DCE. I love him as a player. He's one of the main reasons why I started watching rugby league in the first place, just because of the type of player he is and everything. But look, I won't be biased here. I think Hughes is definitely probably someone I'd take a bit more. I mean, to some extent, I would take DCE because of how professional he is and what a great leader he actually is as well. But I think just now Hughes, you can see how much he brings to that Storm side and like what he does, and he's just a great player. And before Cronk retired and everything, he was just playing reserve grade every week. He was not known and everything, but since he went to Melbourne, he's definitely become a way better player. But see, the thing is, right? DCE is obviously the Queensland halfback, and Jerome Hughes probably would be the Kiwi halfback. So there's not much between them really. But yeah, I'd go as of now probably Hughes, but career wise DCE.
Yeah, I agree. Look, both these players have won a premiership, right? They have played representative footy, obviously DCE for Origin and Australia, and obviously Hughes for the Kiwis. But yeah, as it currently stands, obviously, I think for me, I'll pick Hughes. But in terms of just career-wise experience and pure leadership, in terms of somebody who can, get the other boys to perform well, I'll personally pick DCE. So it's a tough one. You can't go wrong either way. That is for damn sure. All right, so round 3 topics. And I'll just get your views on this one here. So Mitch Barnett, just recently, he's been signed over to the Warriors, 2023, 3-year contract. What are your thoughts on that, bro? Being an outsider looking in.
Yeah, well, I guess as a non-Warriors and Knights fan, I think it's a good sign for the Warriors. I think Barnett is. I think people are looking into the Barnett situation where he hit Chris Smith too much, and everyone's calling him a grub and saying he's a shit player and everything like that when he's not. Sorry for the language there, but yeah, look, I think Barnett is obviously a really good back rower. Definitely top 10. You can even say top 5 to some extent as well. But yeah, I like how the Warriors are sort of recruiting next year as well. They've got Walker, Metcalf, New Corey, Volkman, and I think there's someone else. But they're doing very well for next year, the Warriors, and I think Barnett's going to be bringing a lot to that forward pack. So I think it's a great signing.
Awesome, as just spoke to the chat in general. Thanks again, guys, for joining in. And Sam, we miss you today, bro, but I'm sure we'll have you back very, very soon. So yeah, yes, and just going to the Warriors there, Mitch Barnett. Look, I'm not sure if you know. I'm sure people do know. I wasn't a fan of what he did to Chris Smith. I don't care who you play for. Obviously, granted what you said, I get where you're coming from, but yeah, I just don't like it. But in saying that, in terms of hitting a new leaf, I'm sure he'll definitely work on that. But yeah, I think it is a good signing. It definitely adds more to the Warriors, particularly with UNA going out as well, right? We get an actual, whether you like to say it or not, an actual second row playing for us. So that might pay dividends to us. But I'm happy. I'm looking forward to it. All right, so we mentioned referees and bunkers and decisions and all that stuff. Tedesco, early in the game, Enofanor Blake makes a break, and I thought it was a really good break. Palms off a few, steps a few. Gets tackled by Tedesco. Held down. Penalty. Professional foul. Not binned. What are your thoughts on it?
When I saw it, I saw the replays. Obviously, I didn't see it live, but looking at the replays, it was definitely a sin bin. It's. I mean, I've seen this happen before. I've seen this these sort of situations happen before, where there's obviously someone holding off a bit too long around the legs, and then obviously you get penalised for it and it goes to the bin. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's because of the bias between the bigger teams and the lower teams, But yeah, I think it's definitely a very stupid call. It's a wrong one for sure.
Yeah, look, it's odd, it's silly. I've said it before. If Reece Walsh had done it, that's a bin for us. We know it. Reece Walsh is getting binned. There's no ifs or buts. You just know he is. So my question is, why didn't he get the bin, especially a professional foul? What went through the ref's mind or the bunker's mind, whatever, to not bin him? We know, and you're right. We see this happen a lot. Players get binned all the time for this. So why didn't he get binned against? I can understand where Des is coming from. Because he's I like him as a coach in that sense that he'll back the boys. He'll call it as it is. He'll call a spade a spade. He's not going to back down. Stuff it. He's got a lot of money. He can pay all those fines, bro. Yeah. So I like the way he's. Yeah. So I get where he's coming from, man. Sometimes you just go question these refs, and I'm not here to pay him out. It's just a simple question. Why didn't he get binned? Why didn't he get binned? That's it. No more. No. He should have got binned. I know for a fact Reece Walsh did it. He would have. Anyway, I digressed. All right. So the next topic here, bro. I'm not sure if you know too much about this, but Te Maire Martin's been named at fullback for the Broncos. He's had a bit of history and obviously was going to leave the game. Well, I thought he did leave the game due to brain bleed. He's back now. What are your thoughts on that and his recovery and him coming back to rugby league, NRL?
Yeah, first of all, I think it's fantastic he's back in the game. You know, I really thought after getting one brain bleed, you'd be out for forever, not be able to return to the game because I really
That's
thought
right.
that having that one particular injury, you know, would definitely make him not really allowed to come back in the game after something like that. But you know what, you know, he still obviously had to decide to come back and play. But yeah, I mean, you know, I can see Jacko here in the chat saying Mario Mane at fullback with some question marks, and yeah, I don't think he's really a fullback either. I think, you know, he's a half from memory, but he did play some fullback at the Cowboys a couple of years ago. So, but yeah, I would have probably put him in the halves personally. But no, look, bro. In all honesty, it's good to have him back. It's good to see him back in the game. It's good to have someone like him playing again. You know, he's only 26 years old, so he's got another, you know, at least 8 years or something, 8 years in front of him or something like that.
Yeah,
So I
of
think
course.
yeah, it's great for the game. Great for the game.
No, I'm not going to say too much here, apart from the fact that I'm very pleased about it. Again, yeah, obviously fullback questionable, but it is what it is at the Broncos, right? Things are sort of going up and down there anyway. So, are you surprised about that? No, you shouldn't be. But I'm happy. It's a good rugby, a good heart story. It's something there that we should all, yeah, just remember that in rugby league, unfortunately, in NRL, there is bad, there's ugly, right? And there's also good as well. You got to take those good moments, much like the Tigers winning against the Parramatta Eels. All right. So this one here, Manly Rabbitohs, right? They want to host a game in the good old US of A. What are your thoughts on this, man? And yeah, being a Manly fan, give me your thoughts on it, and I'll dive into this one as well because I sort of have my finger on the American Rugby League scene there. I'm not sure if you guys know, so yeah, give me your thoughts on it, man.
Yeah, look, I really think it's look, I'll be a bit biased, I guess. I think as a Manly fan, I love to see the Manly play in the USA. Obviously, I discussed on the Ankle Breaker podcast last night as well that you know, I think it'd be
Yep.
great for Manly to sort of and South at the same time be played over there. And I guess that's no better way to sort of open up the NRL in the USA is have you know, both representatives as Russell Crowe for Souths and Hugh Jackman for Manly. So that's it makes a bit of sense having those two clubs play each other to open up the USA, I guess, as well in the NRL and USA. But yeah, a couple of people are saying, you know, it's a waste of money, it's a waste of time. But I think, you know, if you give it a go, give it one shot. I don't think you got anything to sort of something to sort of whinge about there because I think you know, it's worth a chance and I think it's all right, but I wouldn't, you know, have it as a season opener like it's been said before. So look, I like it personally, but I can understand why some people don't at the same time. But yeah, that's what I reckon.
Yeah, look, I like what you touched on before, right? You basically said along the lines of, look, you do it, it doesn't hurt anyone. It is, you know, you just try it once, so be it. You know, it works, it
Yeah,
doesn't, it
yeah,
doesn't. Oh, well, at least you've tried, right? And I can also see other people who say, for example, well, you know, hello, guys, these like a literal other part of Australia there that should be probably tapped into, you know, Western Australia, South Australia, you know, coming
yeah.
from these parts over here. Yeah, look, for me personally, as I said before, I actually do dabble in a bit of the rugby league scene in America. I I like it, but at the same time, I really want the NRL to really do more. Um, it's all good and well to have Manly Rabbitoh play there, and obviously I mentioned Russell Crowe, you know, Hugh Jackman. It's all good and well, but that shouldn't be where the promotion, you know, sort of starts. I think the NRL need to do more. You've got teams in the NARL. I'm not sure if you know, North American Rugby League is starting in May.
Oh yeah,
You've got teams like you've got Cleveland Rugby League, got the Toronto Wolfpack. We're talking about Atlanta Rhinos. We're talking about massive cities. New York Rugby League. You know, like we've got massive cities there that could do with that help from NRL. And let's be honest with you guys. If anyone needs to help anyone, I think do with a hand from America. Let's now, it's sporting capital, you know, in some people's opinion. Big cities, big rugby league stuff there. But look, in saying that, back to what Manly Rabbitohs are doing, I think it's great. A season opener, stuff it. I'm all for it. I personally don't care. Why not? I don't care. I don't see anything wrong with it. put it there. Say where over at Field Stadium in Chicago. Why not, man? Bring it on. Or go to Cleveland, or or even San Francisco 49ers, wherever they play. Man, heck, even with the Dallas Cowboys play, it's
Oh, their ground.
it's it's a good yeah, that's right. It's a good opportunity, but I think it really needs to be done in a delicate way, in a way that actually benefits not only the NRL, but I think rugby league in America. Because as it stands, it's always up and down there. Things are happening there. I'll talk about it in later podcasts, but it can be done. But I think, yeah, I actually am happy that Manly and Rabbitohs want to do it, and good on Manly for putting it, because I believe it's them who want to do it. And I think Rabbitohs will join along as well. But I think it's good. It shows that the people at Manly are forward thinking. And they're progressive, and when it comes to rugby league, I'm very progressive there. I want the game to be spread, so no, I like it for sure. All right, guys, that sort of ends the topics of discussion. I've got one more question to ask here, and then we're going to go into our round 7 tips, and then we're going to close it from there. So, your player or play of the round 6?
Well, my player of the round I will give is Jackson Hastings. I think Hastings is no doubt my player of the round for round 6. He was the reason why the Tigers won. And my player of the round, well, again, Hastings, just his field goals are that good. And I just think that's it's great to see the Tigers fans get up and but, I think Hastings just as well, redemption stories. I love redemption stories. So good on Hastings for getting the field goal and getting the praise.
Yeah, look, I agree. I agree with you there. I think it really, like, even NRL 360, this episode here, it's just been all about the Tigers, basically. They're usually sort of paying him out for like about half an hour. Now they're praising him for half an hour. It's a weird thing, but hey, that is rugby league, right? That's why we love it, because it just is what it is. But look, in saying that as well, my play of the game, yeah, look, I think you can't go past, the Easter miracle there. Jackson Hastings with a drop kick to win. And the player of the match, or the round, sorry, for me, has to be Jackson Hastings. I think you're superb, and definitely remember this round this year as a Jackson Hastings round for sure. So kudos to him. All right. Now, round 7. So here we go. Round 7 tips. Who wins anytime try score and margin? Feel free to be as descriptive or as non-descriptive as you want, man. But after that, we will close the show. All right. So, Sharks versus Manly.
Sharks and Manly. All right. Well, like I said in my tipping video, I said Manly to win by 4. Go back to boys here. Was it first try scorer?
Yeah. Oh, anytime try scorer. Yeah, anytime.
Anytime. All right. Anytime. I reckon Christian Tuipulotu will get one. I think he'll get his first try in Manly colours. And sorry, what was the last one?
No, you're okay. And just margin as well. Margin.
Margin, yeah, by 4.
Yep. Okay, awesome. Yeah, look, for me, this game here is a very tough game. I think this is a game here where two teams are definitely on an upward sort of, projection. But look, it's a home game to the Sharks, right? And Manly have been playing so well, though. 4 wins on the trot, I believe, as well, right? Looking to make it 5. Are the Sharks the team that they do it against, though? That's probably the big question there. Look, for me, man, I don't know. Look, I think for me, I'm going to give the home ground advantage. I'm going to give this one here to the Sharks. I think it'll be a close game, probably by 4 or less. Anytime try scorer. I think I'm going to give this one here to Will Kennedy. But yeah, Sharks for me here.
Fair enough.
But it'll be a tough one. It's a tough one, though. If Man win, though, I won't be surprised. It's actually a pretty damn tough game. All right. Broncos versus Bulldogs. And you guys notice here, there's an HTB guarantee as well. So I'll let ProEnzo Vids talk about it, and I'll tell you guys if he matches my HTB guarantee or if he doesn't.
All right. Well, I tipped a bit of an upset. I suppose you can call it in some way. But I've tipped the Dogs to beat the Broncos here. I've gone with them to get the win on Friday for a couple of reasons. I think the Dogs need to sort of play a bit better, and I know that they can play better than what they have been doing. I expect them to sort of play for Barrett. I think they need to turn up one week, and I think this week will be the week. So I think they'll win by about 6 points. That's my margin, by 6 points for the Bulldogs. And my anytime try scorer, I'm going to back in. I'll play it safe. I think someone Cobbo from the Broncos will score any time. Usually he scores in nearly every game, so I'll back in Cobbo. But yeah, Dogs for me by 6. I'm pretty confident they can bounce back.
Yeah, look, that's a good tip there. However, unfortunately, my HTB guarantee, and I've got 4 right in the last 4 weeks. Broncos will win this one here. I'm going to give them home ground advantage. I hear what you say there. Obviously, if there's one team that the Bulldogs can have a triumph, a win over, it has to be the Broncos. But I think the Broncos, they've been through enough rubbish. They've lost game after game after game. They put out a very valiant effort against the Roosters, and in saying that they're obviously their past game. Who did they just play? My bad, I just forgot who they just played just this round gone.
Oh, who's this? Brisbane?
Yeah, sorry guys, I'll be on to it just quickly.
Penrith.
Penrith, yeah. So yeah, and they lost against Penrith. My apologies, guys. And they lost against Penrith there. Look, I'm sure the boys are very upset. Come on, you can only lose so much at home. You've got to do it. Bulldogs is probably at the same spectrum as well. If there's a team they can beat, it's the Bulldogs. If there's a team that the Bulldogs can beat, it's the Broncos. So it's one of those ones. But I'm going to be tipping the HTB guarantee for the Broncos to win. Anytime try scorer, I'm going to go with Kotoni Staggs. I think you have a big outing there. And a margin there, I reckon Broncos 13 plus. 13 plus.
Oh, right. Wow.
13 plus. All right. This is a good little match here. The Queensland Derby here. It is what it is. 2 teams from Queensland. Cowboys versus the Titans, man. Your thoughts?
Yeah, this is another tough one actually, because I think this can go either way. You can really flip a coin and really, flip a coin match. I think it just put it that way. I like how Cowboys have been playing. I think Cowboys' recent form has been pretty good. As maybe some of you would know, I didn't rate the Cowboys that highly coming into this year. Had them as my wooden spooners, but I think I'm totally wrong now when I say that. So I think, I like how the Cowboys are playing. They seem to be playing definitely a better style of football. Payton's getting them to sort of play well, so good to see. And as for Gold Coast, on the other hand, I think Gold Coast, they've been all right as well. They haven't been too bad, but they haven't been losing games, and they can't just go out there and say, oh, we gave it a good effort, but we keep losing. That's not the sort of way that they have to go. So they need to win this week, and it will be an important one against the Cowboys. But yeah, my tip, I tip the Cowboys to win by about 10 points. I think they'll get a good win at home on a Saturday afternoon in front of the home fans, and I think they will be a bit too strong for the Titans. And but anytime try scorer, I think Val Holmes will score anytime. I like how Val Holmes is playing, so I'll back him for a try.
Yeah, look, I like that, but I also just look at the Titans, man. They've lost a few games in a row. Again, one of the teams that people had in the 8, and look, they're currently at 10th. And, they've lost a few, as I've said. How desperate are they? I'm not sure. Fifita, I'm sure, will be wanting to pull out a big one there. Manly did well, though, to win against the Titans there, especially when they came out strong in the last 5 minutes. Look, this game here, oh, man. It's a home game for the Cowboys. I get it. I'm going to go with the Titans here to win this one. I think the Titans can win it. Anytime try scorer, I'm going with Tino Fatso Maliawi, and I think the margin will be Cowboys 6-12. That's what I think. Titans, 6-12. Titans. Tigers versus Rabbitohs. Look, we all know the Tigers have come off that big high, but are the Rabbitohs the team they really want to meet? Who knows? We'll have to see. Wait and see. But what are your tips on this one, bro?
Well, look, I think it'll be pretty tight. Like, I think, if Tigers struggled against Parramatta, went as good as what they were on Monday, I would have said South 13 plus without a doubt. But looking at how they played, if they play with the same sort of style and the same sort of attitude, then I think they have a fair chance in this one. But, look, I can't go past the quality that Souths have. We've got Cody Walker, obviously. I think Taft's doing a good job while Latrell's are out. Johnston, Murray, Cook, they'll all carve up, I reckon, on Saturday, and I think they'll be a bit too strong for the Tigers. But I will tip the Rabbitohs by about a margin of 1-12, obviously, but by about 6 points. I think they'll be pretty tight for a bit. And anytime try scorer, I'm going to go Alex Johnson. Johnson scores every week, so I think that's play it safe and back in for a try.
Yeah, look, if anyone out there tips the Tigers to win, you're not insane, right? Like, honestly, I'm sure they can take a lot of, from that win against the Eels there. Yeah, look, for me, I think I'm going to have to go safe here. I think the Rabbitohs will win this game. I'm not saying that everything falls out for the Tigers, but I just don't think the Tigers are up there yet. They're just not there yet. All right, I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I think that win over the Eels was probably just an anomaly, like a once-off thing. But again, a lot of emotion and hype. Now they've won that, I think they're all good. Now they're going to relax, and I think Rabbitohs pounce on them. So yeah, for me, Rabbitohs. I think honestly, this might sound bad, but I think Rabbitohs 13 plus. Anytime try scorer, I'll probably go with Cody Walker, and yeah, Rabbitohs to win. All right, guys. So we've got this one here. Knights against the Eels, man. Your thoughts?
My thoughts, I think Parramatta were very disappointing to start off with on Monday. They should be a lot better. From what I saw, they should be a lot better on Monday. I just think as well, like they missed Poor quite a bit. They missed Poor, but he's back for this game, which helps. But I just think they needed a lot more direction and a lot more, a bit more attitude. I think it's an attitude thing why I lost to the Tigers in the end because they just weren't either switched on or they just took the Tigers lightly. So it is a reality check. So they need to be a lot better this week. But yeah, as for Newcastle, Newcastle have definitely fallen off in the last 2 rounds. I mean, everyone was saying, the Knights are guaranteed top 8, or all of a sudden after 2 rounds of football. But no, they've dropped off. They've dropped off now, and they are looking pretty bad. So look, my tip, I'll go Parramatta by about 14. They should definitely bounce back this week, and I'm confident that they will bounce back. Should be a bit too good for the Knights, and my anytime try scorer, I think Gufferson was pretty good against the Tigers, so I think he'll continue that against the Knights.
Yeah, look, well explained, man. Good detail there. Look, I'm going to keep it short, sharp, and sweet. I think Eels for me, 13 plus, like you've mentioned there. I think Eels will be, look, that loss against the Tigers, let's be honest now, that'll hurt them. They may even change their season for the better. We'll have to wait and see, but sometimes those type of losses do actually lift teams up. But yeah, Knights, the wheels are falling off. I don't know what's happening with them anymore. They've got the team, they've got the players to do it somewhat, but I think we're going to now see them fall, I think, off the ladder a bit. So yeah, Eels for me there. Anytime try score, I think I'll go with let's go with Bowler. Yeah, big prop with a meat pie there.
That's
all right,
good.
so Panthers and Raiders, man, your thoughts?
Oh, look, I might have to keep the sharp and sweet as well. I mean, I think Penrith the team to beat, like I said earlier before, and I think Panthers are just on a new level compared to other teams. I think Panthers are back at home again at Bluebet. Haven't lost them in 3 years, and look, obviously I expect that to sort of continue the streak. So I think Penrith will win by 13 plus, and I'll go by about 18 points for them to win by, and anytime try scorer, I think now this is a guarantee. I'll put in for myself. I think Dylan Edwards will get a double on Sunday.
Nice. I like it. I've just got a question here from someone. I might even give it to you, man. Just quickly. Would you agree on NRL games being played in Tassie? What are your thoughts on it, bro?
In Tasmania, that's interesting. I don't know. I don't know how big the fan base is in Tasmania because I don't know. Like I think it wouldn't be bad for a change having at least a game there once because you don't lose anything while you play it there. But I don't know. I wouldn't play an actual NRL game there, but I would play a trial match there to see how it is. The turnout.
That's a pretty good response, actually. I like it. Yeah, look, I live in South Australia, so I'll definitely go to any rugby league that's here. They have come a few times. Origin is on next year, so I believe the Roosters will probably play here next year as well. They seem to do that, but I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, look, I guess just same as you, short, sharp, and sweet. Panthers here to win, 13 plus, anytime try score. I reckon give it to Jerome Luai. I think he'll get a meat pie there. Not much to say there about the Raiders, unfortunately. Granted, we all know Sticky is a good coach, but the boys are definitely falling. Something's happening there at the club, but it's not good. Is there a lot of pressure there? There is. Up 12-0. They were up 12-0 against the Cowboys, man. They just came tumbling down. Anyway, Dragons and Roosters, man, your thoughts?
Yeah, look, this can either be a runaway match for the Roosters, or it can be a very, very tight game where there could be a potential upset. So both of those are two
Yeah.
possibilities coming into Monday's game, Monday because Anzac Day, right? But yeah, the Roosters for me, they haven't hit their best yet. You know, the Roosters are still a fair way from playing their best football. They've been good, they've been winning games, but they still haven't found their actual, best form as we know they can play yet. You know what I mean? As for Dragons, the Dragons, yeah, the Dragons, they've been a bit, 50-50, but they've had a pretty slow start to the season as well, so they need to be pretty good on Monday. But my tip for this game, I think Roosters should be too strong either way. They should be well. I'll go Roosters by about 12 points, so 1 to 12, and my anytime try scorer, I will back in Daniel Tupou for a try.
You know what? I think I might flip the script here. I'm going to back the Dragons here an upset. Hear me out.
Ooh,
Ben Hunt,
all right.
Andrew McCulloch, they got fires all ready and, just absolutely ready. Armone, Suli Su'a,
Fair.
right? Come on. We even had Jack DeBellin as well talking about how he wants to improve his game. There are players there that want to do things. I'm not trying to throw anything away at the Roosters there. No, not at all. Because there's a very high chance they can win the game. But I think in terms of this game, it's a tough game. It's a home game. Man, I would give this one here to the Dragons. I think the Dragons can. You touched on it before. It's either going to be a one-way flipping stomping, or it's going to be a tough, gritty game, and the Roosters just doing it. The Dragons do enough just to pull it. And I think I'm going to go with what you said there, man. So for me, Dragons there to win it. I reckon by 2 points, man. That's how tight we're talking here.
Yeah.
Anytime try scorer, I think I'll have to give this one here to Sully. And just clarify, is Lomax playing?
Yeah, he's been named. He's been named.
Yep. Okay. Last game, and again, be up front. It is what it is. We don't bat well against this team. We haven't beaten them since 2014. I'll just give you guys a brief little story as well. When I was living back in New Zealand, the last time I actually saw him play was I went to a cold pub somewhere in Auckland, Takapuna. That's where Kieran Foran's from, by the way, Takapuna. Shout out to the King of North Shore. And I watched it. I think it was an Anzac match. It was cold as it was raining, and we came over the win. My friend was a Storm fan, and obviously he wasn't happy, but I was. But if I'd known, bro, that was the last time we'd beat them, I would have celebrated even harder than I did, man. I would have done. Yeah. Anyway. Storm versus Warriors, man. Your thoughts on them?
Yeah, no, I just hate to say it because obviously this is a game where I hope Warriors can turn up, and I hope the Storm get defeated because I obviously don't like Melbourne that much and etc. But look, I'm sorry, bro, but I think Storm are going to be a bit too good. They should be big winners here on Monday, I reckon, and they'll win well. So I'll go Melbourne 13 plus by about maybe 16 points, I think. And my anytime try scorer, I think Pappenhausen will score.
All right. And look, this is going to be a bit controversial, but just purely for the sake that I usually do my weekly preview of this game, I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to say anything for this one here. So I'll leave it as is. I'll keep it closed lip. But all I'll say is that it's a tough game. That's all I'm going to say. I'll say no more. Feel free to check out my video. That'll be coming out soon on my thoughts on the game there. But look, guys, I think that is it for now. I just want to firstly and foremost just say thank you again to ProEnzo Vids who actually came on and jumped on. Great discussions there, bro. Is there anything else you want to say before we let you go, man?
Oh, look, bro, no, I just want to say thank you again for letting me on the show today. It was actually a really good chat. I enjoyed it. My debut, obviously. So thanks again, Hold the Ball, for having me on. It was a very good hour talking football, and I enjoyed it. So and thanks to the chat as well for tuning in. It was fantastic. So thank you.
Look, you're more than welcome, bro. And I'm sure this won't be the last time we see you, man. I'm sure we'll have you on here, when the Warriors play Manly and stuff like that. I'm sure I'll have you on my show. But look and say that thanks, man, for jumping on. Again, please follow him on those platforms: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. No, sorry, Instagram, YouTube, ProEnzo Vids. But thanks, man, for jumping on. Thank you, chat. But look, I guess it's safe to say that we all know that ProEnzo knows how to hold the ball. Take it easy. See you guys next time.